Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me on Yo-Yo Store Rewind. My name is T from TokYo-Yo. Everyone loves a good plastic yo-yo, and today we'll be talking about a yo-yo I've actually reviewed on my channel before. And I'll tell you the truth, I wasn't the biggest fan of it before, so we're gonna have to see if my opinions change today. We're gonna be talking about the C3yoyodesign Speedaholic. All right, let's dive right in. So the Speedaholic here, you see it's got a wide-ish shape actually, which can help with the plastic when you want to push the weight out on the rims. This can really help with weight distribution, but I guess you'd call it kind of a typical HV hybrid. You do have a slope that comes up from the bearing, and then the rims are actually quite big, which helps with the spin time. In the cup here, you've got nothing around this edge here. This is glossy plastic as well. But in the center here, you have one of these newfangled finger spin catch zones that everybody loves to put in their yo-yos. That actually connects to the axle system. You can kind of look through and see it there. But this works really well as long as you hit it dead center. If you hit it around the edge, it can be a little tricky to hit the finger spin, but we'll get into that in a little bit. The material is polycarbonate plastic. This is actually the second run of this yo-yo. The original run came out quite a while back, I think over a year ago. So these new colors just got restocked recently, and I have to say this bright green is really cool looking. It matches the kind of typical neon strings that you see on a lot of yo-yos very well. It does feel a little bit big for plastic. I think that's because they needed the big giant rims for the extra rim weight, but it's not uncomfortable by any means. It just feels a little bit bigger than you might be used to with a lot of plastics. The look is quite interesting too. You have this very flashy green plastic. All of the Speedaholics have this see-through plastic that is really, really nice. They all come in a lot of bright, interesting colors, but definitely the new run is really beautiful. You have a blue and orange and then this really bright green. They all look really cool. You can go either way on engravings, but this one, as long as it stays out of the way of the playability, I don't mind it so much. And this one doesn't really get in the way, so it's fine. Alright, as for history of the Speedaholic, I got this yo-yo from Yo-Yo Store Rewind for review purposes. This is not the first time I've had my hands on a Speedaholic. I've told the story before. I reviewed this yo-yo way back on my channel. I've actually had two of these before, so I ordered it for Christmas once. That one was really vibey, and then I got a replacement from C3, and that one was also really vibey. So that was my original experience with the Speedaholic. So I was a little bit anxious to get into this yo-yo and see kind of how it played. I'm not sure if they've changed any of the specs or anything with this new run of yo-yos. From everything I've seen, it seems to have the same specs and everything. But besides that, the actual history of the Speedaholic, you know, this is not the first version they've put out. There was a Speedaholic 1. This is actually, this one and the original run of this Speedaholic are the V2. A lot of people have had a really fantastic time with this yo-yo. A lot of people really love the Speedaholic. I think I was probably one of the only people who didn't really enjoy the first run. But this has been a really popular plastic. A lot of people have really liked this thing for a long time. So true to its name, it actually does move pretty quick. The big rims do give it a lot of spin time. It's pretty stable as well for a plastic. Because of the wide shape, you're not going to find catches or any problem or anything, and it does strike a good balance with the shape too. It's not too wide. There are some plastics that kind of try to overcompensate for the weight distribution by getting wider or getting bigger. Tech, chopsticks, things like that can make it a little more difficult. But I think the Speedaholic strikes a really good balance between making it not too big, making it just big enough to give it stability and spin time. You're not going to be able to do many grinds on this. It is glossy on the inside, so that's not really what it was designed for. What everybody really wants to know is, does it finger spin? Obviously it does, because you have this nice little finger spin catch zone in here. Now around that finger spin catch zone, it's a little bit glossy, but I'm finding that it seems to be easier to finger spin on this run than it did on the other one. I'm not sure if something's changed in the cup around here, if it's different from the first run, but I definitely found that the first run of Speedaholic, it was really difficult to hit finger spins, tended to bounce around your nail because of the glossiness. That can sometimes happen with this one, but it doesn't seem to happen quite as bad, so I'm not sure if they've applied a different coating or something like that, but in any case, it does feel like it finger spins very well. As far as vibe, there is a little bit of plastic vibe, but it's definitely nowhere near as bad as I had in that first run. And that's good, because I know that I was someone who had mentioned the vibe before. I'd seen some other people mention it, so it seems like they've really come around and they were working on that with this new run. Again, I'm not sure if the specs or any of the design or anything has actually changed. or just the manufacturing process or something like that, but it definitely does feel like it's a lot better put together in this run. And it could be that everyone's idea of vibe has kind of changed. You know, you have the Skyvo yo-yos, you have Yo-Yo Empire, who make extremely smooth yo-yos, especially in their plastics. So I think the kind of bar for smoothness has really risen. And I think with this new run of the Speedaholic, I think C3 has really been taking it to heart. So final opinion, do I like the new Speedaholic more than I like the original run? Yeah, I have to say so. I think the glossy plastic can turn some people off with the grinds and stuff like that, not being able to grind. And again, it is a little bit difficult to hit a finger spin in here unless you hit it dead center. But at the same time, I feel like they have addressed the vibe. I feel like they've addressed other concerns with the yo-yo. It does feel like it's a lot better put together. I really like the axle system, the way that this finger spin zone kind of connects the yo-yo together. I love these colors. As I've said before, I really love green, and this kind of like Slimer Ghostbusters green is really cool looking. It just makes the yo-yo pop. It gives it kind of a fun vibe, and you know, that's what plastic yo-yos should do, is kind of be fun, I think. And the nice thing about this yo-yo is it's only 20 bucks. That's pretty much a steal, especially when yo-yos are kind of getting more and more expensive. You're seeing a lot of metals that are $100 or more. It's really nice to see some companies still trying to address the price and get unresponsive plastic yo-yos to people for a really nice price. So good on C3 for that as well. Alright, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching Yo-Yo Store Rewind today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like, a comment, a subscription. I'd really appreciate it. Go over and check us out at TokYo-Yo as well. I make reviews, interviews, unboxings, tutorials. We do a lot of fun stuff over there, so make sure you check me out over at TokYo-Yo. I'm on Instagram as well, at TokYo-Yo Videos. But thank you so much for watching. Take care, have a nice day, and sayonara.